Now, before I end the show tonight, I want to talk to all the fathers watching me right now. I have some questions for you. Are you a stay-at-home dad? More importantly, would you admit proudly that you are a stay-at-home dad? I ask this question for a reason. Because we may be entering the era of stay-at-home fathers, but sadly, the stigma attached to this role is stopping fathers from wearing this tag as a badge of honor. Instead, they are forced to feel ashamed of it. First things first, why do I say that it's the era of stay-at-home dads? Well, there are many reasons why fathers are choosing to tend to the home rather than spend endless hours in the office. The numbers tell the story. In the United States, for instance, stay-at-home dads are more common than you would think. The number nearly doubled from 1989 to 2012. According to one research, an estimated 2.1 million fathers were stay-at-home dads in 2021. And the reason is that their partner, a woman, was earning more. Remember, raising a child is expensive. Caregiving costs have dramatically escalated. And so, if both parents are working outside the house, daycare costs, nanny hiring costs, support staff, it all adds up. So if the mum is earning more, it becomes more practical for dads to stay at home and take care of the kids. But that's not the only reason. There's a change in mindsets too. Gone are the days when fathers were praised for being strict, for being the bad cop of parenting, for enforcing the military rule in households. This is the era of the sensitive, emotionally evolved father. And thank God for that. Dads are more engaged with bringing up their kids. Don't believe me? Open Instagram. And you can gush over fathers swooning over their newborns, tending to them, playing with them, while mom gets a night out. In the last few decades, fathers reportedly engage in around 10 hours a week on household tasks. They spent about 8 hours a week on childcare, and this is almost 3 times of the trend of the 1960s. But if I have to be honest, not all dads are taking on this new role out of choice. Remember, we've just emerged from a pandemic which led to a change in gender rules. A pandemic which threw out all the rules of traditional home setups. A pandemic which led to massive job losses, and now we're staring at fears of a recession. It is also the season of layoffs. The biggest companies are cutting corners, and so many fathers have been forced out of the workforce. Some who left during the pandemic have still not found a job, and so many have chosen to stay at home and look after the family. According to one report, over the last 5 years, men have been dropping out of school at an alarming rate, and so this has also had an impact on their employment opportunities. Now that I've established that there are more stay-at-home dads than ever before, if you're a mom watching me right now, you must think this is good news. You have another parent sharing responsibility, an equal stakeholder sharing the load, the pressure of household tasks, the endless demands of parenting, of raising children in this world. But unfortunately, stay-at-home dads are battling their own insecurities. They're grappling with the age-old stigma, a societal construct which shames them for not being the sole breadwinner, for staying at home, taking care of their own kids. Don't believe me? Let's talk about experiences. How many times have you asked a stay-at-home dad what he really does? How many times have you put him in the spot, asking him if he's looking for a job, if he's between jobs, if he's on a sabbatical? I think you know the answer as well as I do. And so these dads are forced to lie. Some say they're working at a startup, some say they're burnt out or are taking a break. Some say they're working from home. Why? Because society shames them for choosing to stay at home, for helping out with laundry, for cooking dinner for their family, for waiting patiently for their partner to return and putting the kids to bed. Well, it's time for things to change. If women don't deserve to be shamed for prioritizing their work over the home, then men cannot be ostracized for prioritizing their family. That is the very foundation of equitable parenting. Men who make the choice of staying at home to tend to their kids cannot be made to feel like the odd ones out. They cannot be stereotyped as the sole breadwinners, the ones bringing home the bacon, or as less nurturing. Even if you believe that fathers should protect and provide, applaud them for providing emotional support to their children. Praise them for protecting them from poor influences. Give them that badge of honor, not for paying for that expensive holiday, but for co-parenting on that holiday. A father can stay at home and still contribute equally to the well-being of his family. Remember, raising children is a full-time job. So if a dad chooses to do just that, respect his choice.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.